Do you know what Sarpy County has to offer? It's time for our first Sarpy County Spotlight of 2015.
For this one, we're going back to, let's say, the 14th century. It's when the Renaissance period began. The Renaissance Festival of Nebraska began last weekend, and it continues this weekend.
Holly Gage Henneke and Amanda Fellner join us from Bellevue, Berry, and Pumpkin Ranch. Good to see both of you this morning.
Hi, ladies.
Good morning.
Look at
Wow, you guys barely fit on the couch there.
True.
Because of the dresses.
Yes.
Because of the dresses.
Right,
They're gorgeous.
They are.
So pretty.
The detail on these. Where'd you get these at?
We made them. I made mine, she made hers.
And how long must that have taken?
This was 5 weeks of all of my spare time uninterrupted. Yeah.
And for you?
Mine was wearable in about 2 weeks, but all of the beadwork and all of the detail.
All of those hand-sewn beads.
They are all hand-sewn.
On the corset. It's gorgeous.
That's amazing. Who's going to be at this thing? Who's going to be at this festival?
We have a lot of different kinds of entertainment. We have the New Riders of the Golden Age, which is a joust troupe coming in from Florida, and there are vendors, there are stage shows.
Hold on, you have a joust troupe coming in from Florida. So are they going to joust, or is it play joust? What is it?
This is heavy joust. It's full armor.
Horses?
Horses. They ride at each other to full tilt. Sometimes you'll see someone get unhorsed.
Wow.
No kidding.
No kidding.
To bring them in, so that's cool to see. What else were you saying that visitors
There are stage shows every day, multiple stages of entertainment. So we have improv troupes, we have musical groups, there's puppetry, there's just all kinds of different things.
Every corner of the property, it's such a cool place. If you haven't been, it's amazing throughout the year how it transforms.
Yes.
But it really lends itself to this festival, doesn't it?
It does. We have a gorgeous little site there, and you know, there's hard buildings, but then a lot of the vendors also bring in tents, so you get the impression that it's sort of been transformed, or that they've been visited by maybe a traveling fair. So.
Wow, that's neat. Describe the new ale garden. What's the new ale garden about?
The ale garden is new this year, and it is down in our village green, and during in that space there we are selling beer out of the pub right there, and you can sit outside in the shade and kind of watch the festival go by. And then Saturday at 3 o'clock we're doing a beer boot in the ale garden, so you can come find out what that's about.
And they brought their own goblets. The rest of our guests are drinking out of standard cups. Our Pears Gourmet Coffee in the green room, but these two brought goblets in, and they're drinking coffee out of them.
You stick with the theme,
You're so
don't
cool.
You? How about food? I love
knew
the
you
food
were going
aspect.
there.
What about food?
Yep.
There's a lot of foods that are sort of traditional to Renaissance fairs. We have big turkey legs.
Turkey
Scotch
legs.
eggs.
Got to.
I can see that.
Yeah.
And the Bellevue Berry Farm is kind of famous for the barbecue. So there's pulled pork, and there's some other things there too, but also doing some of the sort of historical or traditional Renaissance fair foods.
So let me ask you, Amanda, the attendance last weekend, how was it?
Oh, last weekend we had some wonderful attendance, and especially on Sunday it seemed like there were more families than I've seen in a long time.
Great point, because in some of the pictures we saw adults, but I know you have activities just for kids.
We do. This year specifically, we have a fairy court, and the fairies have a tree house where the kids can do crafts. They can either decorate a little crown or a sword, and it's sponsored by Nobbies, so lots of fun little jewels and things. And the children absolutely just loved the fairy troupe last weekend. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Any other performers or favorites that you can think of that people might want to see?
Well, we have a madrigal singing group out there, so if you want to hear some of the traditional music, that's something you can experience. We also have a historical demonstration group, so they come out, and so you get a little bit more of the history. You have maybe weaving or cooking, and you can see a little bit of what life was like in the Renaissance. We have history and fantasy kind of together.
Yeah, combined. If you come out to this festival, how much time do you expect to be out there? If you're an average family coming out there, is it something that you come spend an hour or two out, or do you spend all day?
You want to be there all day. You want more than an hour, and we're open from 11 to 6, so you know, if you get there first thing, you're going to find something to do all day long.
I remember I don't know, I might have been in elementary school, middle school, we went to a Renaissance fair on a field trip, and I remember being in awe of the costumes and everything. But what was it about this that stuck with you, that it appealed to you to the extent that you're still so involved?
I started in high school. I went to my first Renaissance Festival with a high school group, and it was the costumes for me, and the escapism. I think you think about like, oh, I'm going to be a knight or a princess, whatever, when I grow up. Like, this is part of the fantasy of childhood, and we get to a few weekends out of the year live that.
And for you, Amanda, what did you love?
Very, very similar, actually. I really started as a very small child playing the harp, and I absolutely loved making the costumes and wearing the costumes and the history of it and everything. And I eventually transitioned from being just a musician to doing the acting part of it.
So you still do the harp, though?
Oh,
You
yes,
still
I
do
still play the harp.
Tickets, what's the best way to get them? What do you recommend?
You can go to the Bellevue Berry Farm website, and there's a link there to get them online, but you can buy them at the gate as well.
And I'll tell you, if you're taking a big group, because we're talking about field trips, but it might just be a family. You want to get all the kids together, the nieces, the nephews, get everybody down. You'll save if you get bring a group of 10 or more, and then get your tickets in advance. But the website you just mentioned, it's BellevueBerryFarm.com, and it'll be this Saturday and Sunday from 11 until 6 o'clock, both days. We'll keep our fingers crossed that Mother Nature hangs in there with us, but I know they've got some shelter and things if you need to escape and dry
we're there,
out.
rain or shine,
Yeah,
so
be
you
there.
can be there too.
Have some fun and eat a turkey leg for us. Guys,
Go
thank
down
you
there. I
for
wanna see
being
some
here.
people joust. That's what I want to see.
That's so
some
cool.
on
jousters.
down.
Bringing them in from
Thanks
Florida.
a lot for
Great.
coming.
Good to
Thank you
see
so
you.
much. Thank
And keep an eye out for our next Sarpy County Spotlight. Look for more places to visit at GoSarpy.com. How is Circus Extreme different from what you've seen before? An ambassador of laughter will explain next.
I'm sorry, at 9:47, two of the stars of Nashville, the Stella sisters, on their new book, and who knows, they might sing part of a song that inspired it.